Hi, my name is Miss Maggie, and I am a multimillionaire in the making. You kind of have to speak these things into your life because who else is going to do it for you, right? Anyways, I had a pretty long weekend, like long in the best possible way. Opened myself to opportunities and saying yes to spending more time with people, whether it was a new person I just met or going to a festival, which I did, which was super fun. But moving forward, I'm open to just being in spaces where opportunities of love and wealth and having fun can meet me. And I feel like that's the best part, or the best way to live your life, is just not saying no to these possibilities, to these opportunities, because like that's just you avoiding or discouraging the universe to continue blessing you. And that is not the trajectory that I am on, not at all this year. Like, nothing is gonna stop me. If I really can't do something, okay, then it's obviously not meant to be. But nothing is gonna stop me from wanting to enjoy life in the best possible way. Whether that's finding joy in my work, my joy in my friendships, joy in community, and expanding that community. Like, I'm super excited for life because there's just so much that I get to put myself in. There's so many places I get to go. And funny enough, like, the more I get to know myself, the more I can really tell that I'm a social person. I am an extrovert, and don't get me wrong, like, I want to have my peace. I want to have my alone time. But when I do go out, like, I do enjoy speaking to other people and getting to know other people, and that ability to embrace my authentic nature, which is, yes, being social, talking to people, it has helped me so far. It has allowed me to be more confident in my abilities, more confident in the workspace, and just simply knowing who I am, simply knowing what I have to offer, the value of my identity, and the value of this simple creation of who I am. And don't get me wrong, that value is always that price is always going up, but it is congruent with how willing I am to sit in that nature, that authenticity. And yeah, I'm just learning so much lately about myself. And I keep saying okay, I don't know. Yeah, life is good. It's crazy. Nobody has their life together. Don't get me wrong. I do not have my life together in no capacity. Like, I do wish that I could be in a much better place, but that's what I'm working on. And I'm enjoying the work, enjoying getting there, enjoying the process, and allowing God to mold me and shape me into this woman that I really want to become. But I'm comfortable, and I'm sitting in that comfort. I'm sitting in such a beautiful point in my life where I'm no longer tied to my traumas, no longer tied to people who don't love me or support me, but just opening up to the beauty and the support of just love and what that actually means, actually being able to sit in that and embrace it. And that's where I am. I love that about myself. But yeah, and simple as that. Nothing much more to say at this point. I don't really know what else to speak on. I've been in a pretty interesting last couple of days, and I want to continue replicating that. What I do need to do, though, is get a little bit more serious about work, the work that I'm doing, the sales and the marketing and the continuously like reaching out. Like, I had a dinner with my work team the other day. Not sure if I brought this up in previous videos, but actually I did, I think in my last video. And how I'm struggling between this fine line of like knowing my value, knowing my worth, and wanting to put that out, like wanting to market it, like being pushy and not taking no for an answer, and just like gotta push through it. There's a fine line between that and desperation. It's like, am I being desperate? And if I am being desperate, who cares? Like, why should I care if this is a part of me building my business? This is a part of me. Like, I have to continue marketing. I have to continue making those calls. Even if my buyers or investors are, not picking up, not texting me back. Like, why do I care so much? And I think I care so much because I don't want people to see me a certain way. But I have to let go of that. Let go of their reality of me, their perception of me, because my reality is a little bit different. And I also have perception of other people. I tend to put people outside of a box before truly getting to know them, and then kind of delegating a box to them, if that makes sense. Like putting them, no, I don't want to say putting people in a box, but I don't really have any judgment of someone when I first meet them, or even getting to know them over time, because I know people can change. I know a lot of people's actions are based on their feelings, emotions, and so I can't take anything personal. So why would I care what another person thinks, or why would I care if another person takes it personal in this type of business? Now, sales is not easy. I will say that, because you're selling yourself as much as you are selling the product. And a lot of people like to buy. They don't like being sold to. That's what I noticed. They don't necessarily like being sold to. They just they see something of value, and they are like, there's either a time restriction on wanting to buy that. There is a deal, a good price. Like, the reason why they're purchasing things is because of urgency, because of the good price, because of you, because of me, because of my personality, because of what I'm willing to offer, and because of what works in their self-interest. And so in this business, I'm finding that it doesn't really matter how people perceive me, but in the same breath, it does matter the value that is being perceived. You know what I mean? Like, am I valuable enough in this business? Am I valuable enough when it comes to selling and marketing my business? So going back to that conversation, like that fine line between desperation and being a go-getter and like hustling people is like, okay, so do I have to be perfect and strategic about it, or simply just do it? And that's what I'm learning right now. Just simply do it. And that also goes back to like saying yes and being open to those opportunities. Because if there's an opportunity to call one of my investors about a specific opportunity for them, it's like, why not take that? Just do it. Like, why am I asking myself all these questions? Why do I care if they're gonna like it or not? No, like, if I'm willing to work with people and willing to put myself on the pedestal, then all perception of who I am, like me caring too much about what someone thinks who I am and how I act, that should like fall off of my mindset. That should fall off of my head. So simply, I just don't care anymore in the best way possible. I care enough to not care. Yeah. I care enough to not care, because who are you going to tell me like who I am? And that's that. I'm going to leave it there for today.